Welcome to Must Play. We have a good one for you guys today. TJ and I have Mike Dressor back on, first guest on the pod for episode number 40. We're going through Papago Golf Course here in Phoenix. Is it a must play course when visiting? You're going to pass it on your way from the airport, but maybe it's worth a stop. Stay tuned, find out. Happy holiday, boys. We're recording this the week of Christmas. It's still 80 degrees out here in the valley. Mike, welcome back, brother.
Hey, thanks guys for having me. I love being on this thing. And it's hot out here, but we're managing. Sorry for all those people shoveling snow.
Yeah. It could be a lot worse.
It could be.
It could be much worse.
Mike, I don't want to put pressure on you here, okay, but I am going to at the top.
Oh boy.
You were the guest for our most listened to episode. I don't know did you know this?
I had no idea. Really?
The Scottsdale golf trip has the most listens. I know it's the topic itself most likely, but Mike, I have to give you some credit here.
I mean, maybe it's me. That's why I got the call back. I appreciate
it. I might fact check you on that one. We might have to drop in a fact check on that. What's your metric there, Massey?
Listens.
So you're saying are you only referencing Spotify and Apple Music, or
are you checking the sheet that we track?
I mean, yeah, I can tell you what number. I know what number one is. It's if you include YouTube, it's not that episode.
Oh, I haven't included YouTube. I'm only looking at Spotify.
So let me say this: whether I'm in the most listens or not, I'm definitely on the most viewed Instagram post we have, or TikTok, with TJ hitting himself in the head with the ball. That's me true. Behind him.
That's true. With all the reposts,
I'll never forget it
too.
I'll
never forget it
with Mike.
Yeah. So technically, I hate to burst your bubble, Mike, but in terms of overall numbers, if you include YouTube, the tip of the cap goes to a man who has a test named after himself, our good friend Jonesy. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's Wildwood.
Okay.
Still, I mean,
it's Jonesy's great. Come on,
you're up there.
I don't. If I'm gonna be second place or third place to anybody, it's Jonesy. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. But either way, both of us have saved a special course for you here today because I know how near and dear this course is to your heart.
Yes.
We're talking Papago. And also, in today's pod, let's feel free to include Luz in that whole Papago story because I know Luz is one of the best places that I know Mike and I talk about all the time. But I was just curious, Mike, from your perspective, what's the headline here for Papago?
It could be anything because I'll get a little emotional. It's Luz. Luz is. I don't want to be over dramatic here. It's one of the best restaurants, one of the best places in town. Is the food the best? Yeah, maybe, but the vibe is as good as it gets. So if you are a parent listening to this podcast and you like golf and you want to go somewhere, Luz is the spot. They've got the place for the kids. They've got live music. I swear the sunset over downtown Phoenix is how they came up with the colors for the Phoenix Suns logo. I know it. It's amazing. I love Luz.
What about the course?
Well, we're gonna get into that, right?
Yeah, I know. Just from a top line here story, what do you think?
I love
the course match what Luz does for you.
Yeah. Course is great. I don't know that Luz tops everything, most restaurants, let alone golf courses.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get into this though, because I do like Papago.
My headline for this golf course was very similar to Compliment Sandwich, where the front part of your round, where you show up, your pro shop, your range, it really sets your expectations high. You're going to come down a little bit when it comes to technically the course in comparison to how you start, but then you're going to finish strong. Because if you're going to stay around and hang out after, then you're going to be like, oh man. So you're really highs on the pre and post round here. But just in comparison to those two highs, I feel like the course is a little bit of a dip in comparison to those. If you if you took the pre and post round here and put in a world class golf course, ooh, you'd be in trouble.
Yeah. I mean,
real trouble.
I totally agree with that.
I agree with that, but that said, it's not like the course is bad.
No,
per se.
it's like I said,
yeah.
In comparison, like
yeah.
If a chick is if you meet a girl and she's a 10,
oh god,
and you put an 8 next to her, that girl's a 10 and this girl's an 8, right? But if you saw the 8 on her own, that's a hot chick.
Bro, my wife listens to this podcast.
This is all hypothetical. I don't look at other women.
Of course.
I only have eyes for my wife, hypothetically speaking.
We know your wife listens, and shout out to some Burrows and Isabels. They are excellent establishments, as we talked about on the Scottsdale Trip Pod.
Thank you. Not brought to by, but go visit them for sure. 17 Valley-wide locations.
Yeah. Mike, the other thing I know you love about this course is the putting green. This is probably the place we like to go play 7-Up. Would you mind explaining the game of 7-Up to everyone at home in case they don't know?
Yes. Oh, the putting green at Papago is so good for so many reasons. One, it's fast. It's always in great condition. 2, it's gargantuan. And 3, there's tons of undulation. And 4, there's tons of holes. So it's almost like a mini golf course in itself. But the game of 7-Up is, I could get into this for a long time, but it's first 1 to 7 without going over. Closest to the pin is 1 point. If you make it, it's 2 points. There's some things in there. If you top somebody, it takes their points away, whatever. Anyway, it is a perfect 7-Up hole. The first player to get the 7 wins. And when you're playing, the live music is 20 feet away, the bar's 30 feet away. Like, you can just go grab a beer, and the vibes are so high on that putting green.
Yeah, they really are.
So
I tried to translate this game over to Rancho Bernardo Inn with TJ one time, and they had the skinniest putting green with like no edges.
Yeah.
TJ and I didn't even get to 3. I think we were stuck under 3 for this game until our team.
The putting green at RBI, I don't even think a man can lay horizontally across it without partially hanging off into the rough.
But that, like, also, like, but then there's too big, like Devil's Punch Bowl. You could never play 7-Up on that because it's too big, right? Like,
are you talking Punch Bowl at Bandon, or what are you talking about?
Devil's Punch Bowl at Bandon.
I've never heard Devil's Punch Bowl.
I think it's just the Punch Bowl.
Maybe I called Devil's Punch Bowl. I thought it was Devil's Punch Bowl. Anyway, yeah. Well, that shows you how I put it on that. But
that's a putting course. That's not like a putting. Yeah. That's not like a practice.
Right. Like, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Like you're playing that for strokes, not for 7-Up.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, Papago's the best for that.
Yeah.
The best for that.
We'll get into it, but TJ, I'm curious, what are your pros and cons or highlights for Papago?
Oh, well, let's see here. Like I said, if we'll talk about pre-round, let's see. Pro Shop /logo. I've mistakenly, to no fault of my own, apparently become a logo guy on Instagram. And Papago's got a real good one. A real good one. To piggyback off of that, I have now at this point failed a course last year for carrying U of A merchandise, which means that Papago gets a plus in my book for carrying ASU merchandise.
Yeah,
exclusively. I love it.
Exclusively,
the brothers.
The home of ASU golf, right? So they get a little extra bonus point there. The range, looking out over the buttes. If you've got an early morning tee time and the sun happens to be coming up over those mountains, you're in for a treat there to warm up before a round.
You're also blinded. It faces directly into the sun.
Directly into the sun. It does have east-west exposure, so you get banged on a little bit.
But yeah, if you've got an early tee time,
sunset makes those mountains look the best. But
they're so good at sunset.
On the patio at Lose by that point.
Yeah.
And then I mean, we'll probably get into it when we get to the vibes test. But post round, I could spend hours at Lose until the sun goes down. Like you'd be hard pressed that if you had like a 10 a.m. tee time and finished at 2:30, it's going to be tough to pull the cord unless you really have somewhere you got to be. Like
you better have a real good excuse to leave there.
then or you better have a really good excuse for your wife as to why your golf round took 9 hours today.
Lucky here. If Danielle knows I'm playing Papago, she knows I'm hanging out at Lou's. She's probably coming over with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have a con here too, which we'll get into later, but that's the besides wanting to hang out, the pace of play here sometimes is abysmal.
Oh yeah.
This course in peak season, like winter, spring, is the spot for bachelor parties, for huge groups.
Yeah.
I've seen 16 people on the first tee before.
That was one of my pros was actually his location. We've talked about how there's not a ton of golf courses kind of centrally like located in like the heart of Scottsdale or proximity to like Old Town or South Scottsdale / Tempe. There's only a handful of courses out there, so some courses just get a pass by proximity, and this one kind of does because it's just very close. And it's a full golf course. It's not a 9-hole like Coronado.
It is it's
not an executive like Continental. So
no,
you've got a full golf course there.
For those who don't know, this is really close to grass clippings, like just up the street, right? Mm-hmm. And we had a night here where we played Phoenician, went to the dinner at Papago at Lou's, and then we went over to grass clippings later on.
Yes.
It's that
barely
close.
Made it. Barely made it. But we made it. It is. It's close to campus. It's close to grass clippings. It's great. And it is not, for anybody listening, thinking that it's this, to TJ's point, it's more than just a regular golf course. It's a beast.
Mm-hmm. It is very long.
Yeah. One of the hardest courses in the city. So
that's one of my cons. Actually, if it's okay with you guys, I want to just couple of these because I think they'll come up in the test, but I just at the top want to highlight this for people.
Yeah, fire them off.
This course is like when people come out here and they want desert golf, they probably think of North Scottsdale. They think of those other courses with views and mountains and desert out on the edge of the fairways. When you go into the middle of the city, you typically don't get that. You're getting a lot of munis. You're getting a lot of like Encantos and those types of courses that are around homes or in old neighborhoods. And Papago might be one of the only courses where there is desert on the edges of the holes. The desert might not look the same as North Scottsdale, but there are plenty of holes here that almost feel unfinished where the fairways end and then it's just rocks and desert.
Yeah, there's no homes. There's no homes. Of course, I didn't even think about that. There's nothing.
Yeah, so if you want like desert golf in the middle of the city, this is probably one of the best courses to go do that. It's in this little preserve area around the Papago Preserve that's got like where the botanical gardens are and everything else. So you've got nothing developed around it really. Yeah. So pro and con.
Great
location. You want desert golf, go here. If you want a course that's easy, this might not be the course for you.
Don't go there. Do not go to if you want an easy golf course.
Yeah. And then one other thing, and this might just be for me and not a lot of people care about this, but why can't they finish the goddamn cart path at Papago? Just pave the whole cart path around this course. It's existed since the 60s. And they haven't finished the cart path. There's a number of holes where you just drive over the most rocky dirt and beers go flying. You got to pick everything up. It's so annoying. I hate it.
Yeah, it's a great call. Yeah.
I complained a couple times, just old man yells at clouds vibe to the cart staff at the end. And they're like, I know, man, it sucks. I don't know why they don't just do it.
Is it, you've said they need to finish it. Is it something that they're supposed to be finishing, or do you want them to finish it?
Like, I heard there were plans to do it in the renovation in 2018 or 2022 when they closed it for 4 months and they redid some of the tees and the holes, and then they ran out of budget or whatever the reason was. I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but they just didn't do it. And I was hoping that was one of the things they did. This is just a personal problem, guys. I'm here on my soapbox.
I mean,
it's a valid complaint. It's a valid complaint because it's not just like dirt; it's bumpy.
It's rocks. It's like legit rocks that you're going over.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get into this all stuff in the test. The only other thing I think at the top here we should talk about is price, and we'll get into this as well. But man, I think they know what they got and they know the location they're in. And these prices, I checked, if I wanted to play next weekend or even the weekday, we're looking at like $195 to $210.
Is it really?
I was going to say, I think I saw a $210 or like a $220 for like 10 o'clock next Saturday. And I was like, whoa. Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah.
I thought they couldn't. This is my old golf industry. I I thought they couldn't go past a certain point because they're part of it's like a city golf course.
Well, it's owned by City, but now it's managed by Troon /
Well,
OB Sports.
and so
So
I
they can-
think
okay.
I think there's also, this is also me speculating. This is tinfoil hat here, but I think because they have the city card that gives people a discounted rate,
Right.
I think that allows them to then mark up the other rates
The
by
tourists.
saying to get the money out of the tourists, but still saying, hey, we're still supporting the local golf community and not bleeding dry our bread and butter.
Yeah.
Can we go off on a tangent here real quick?
Like,
Please.
fire away.
Like, do the city golfers get first take there then? Like, do the locals get first tee time preference?
No, but they get the discount for the city card. Kind of like Dobson does Mesa residents and then ranch card, and then they do tourists and everything else.
Okay.
Yeah. That wasn't much of a tangent. I was expecting you to go off here.
I mean, I could. It's just, it's the, they always talk about growing the game, but then they don't want to support the locals, right? They push the locals to the edges and they take the money from the outsiders and cash in on that. And that's fine. That's what they want to do.
And they're not alone in doing this. There's a million.
And no, this is the Papago thing. But then they'll turn around and say, well, we want to grow the game. Why? No one's playing our golf course because $200. We'll get the local card. Great. We'll see you at 3 p.m. No one wants to do that. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you guys are also in a weird spot because it feels like within Phoenix everything is city based or
the lot, yeah,
or group ownership based. Where like Troon has the Troon card. What's the other one? Arxis, or is that
Arcus, yeah,
Arcus. Where like you get ones for those courses or whatnot. But yeah, everything else is like Phoenix, Mesa, Tempe, like stuff like that, where it's all city. And like, I know that it's not a ton of courses out here for San Diego. And I know that one of those courses happens to be Torrey, but like the net that San Diego gets to cast to give everybody those discounts is really, really big.
Yeah.
Like
it's huge.
Like when I find people who live out here and they can't get the discounted rate at Torrey because they live in like Chula or they live in like Oceanside or like Carlsbad and they're pissed. It's like that's very few and far between. It's like it almost feels like Phoenix needs to like have a county card and like
Maricopa County thing, yeah.
Hey, there we go.
Pick like 10 courses and be like, all right, we're gonna do these 10 courses and give these 10 courses that need the help that we want to preserve as like historic courses of Phoenix golf, and then there's your break right there.
Some courses do Maricopa County rates. I got to give a shout out to a few of those, right?
Okay.
Like Dobson, again, is one of those. They have a Maricopa County rate, which is nice.
They used to have a thing out here called the Southwest Pass, and it was something very similar where you could play golf courses at a discounted rate, but then what would happen is kind of what you were saying, TJ, they'd like jack the prices up to cover the discount of the Southwest Pass, just to make the average price of the golf course reasonable, right? Because if you price everything at say $75 and Southwest Pass gets 50% off, now your average rate's $40. Like, it's a lot of issues with that, right?
Right, and then everyone books it because it's $40, and then the $75 one then has to go up because the other ones aren't taking up half the tee time; they're taking up 2/3 or 3/4.
Correct. And then someone lives down the street and they're like, "Why do I have to pay $125 when that guy pays $35?" And it's like, well, that's we did it. We
economics, man. Let's start a side tangent economics podcast.
Hey, can I get a refill real quick?
Go for it. I'm actually going to throw this to break. So before Mike gets a refill and we get into the history, let's hear more about our sponsor for today's episode, Devro Golf.
Yeah, so I just wanted to take a quick second to thank our new sponsor of the podcast, Devro Golf. They're an Arizona-based, family-owned golf apparel and accessories company that Shawn and I have been huge fans of from afar, but now we're excited to be officially partnered with. They're going to be sponsoring us. We're going to be wearing them on the podcast. They're going to be giving all of you guys a 20% off discount code for the foreseeable future. So you're going to head over to devrogolf.com. I'm going to spell it out for you. It's a little tough. It's DEVEREUX golf.com and use code FAIRWAGERS20 to get 20% off your order today.
All right, let's jump into the history. You guys mentioned two things that are going to come up here: the city of Phoenix and Torrey Pines. TJ, can you tell me why Torrey Pines is going to come up on this history?
Is it our boy Billy Bell?
It's our boy Billy Bell, junior or senior.
Ooh, I'm gonna go. Damn, Papago's in like the heart of the city. I'm gonna go senior.
Nah, it's junior.
Fuck.
Oh,
Junior. Billy Bell Jr. was the architect here. We're going to get into him.
wow.
All right. So I have one other trivia question for you. This one's for you, Mike. Why is the restaurant called Lou's?
For Lou Grubb, he was. It's Lou Grubb. Hold on, I know the story. There's a car dealership.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know why it's named Lou's. Was he part of the founding membership there?
He just made one of the largest charitable donations to the foundation that opened.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So over $5 million went over to them. Yeah.
I love it. It is.
Can we get
the money well spent?
Can we get the Grubb money? Can we get the Lou Grubb family to also throw some money at ASU football this year too? We would love that $5 million. Go a long way in the portal.
Yeah.
While
How
we're
about
here.
Dillingham calling for 20 mil? Someone can stroke a check.
That's a different pod.
Oh, sorry. Back to golf.
Okay. I'm going to be quoting an article actually from Phoenix Magazine for a majority of this. Our boy Douglas Town wrote a excellent article that came out about 12 years ago. So we're going to jump past his article when we get to around 2013. So for many years, the only holes at Papago Buttes were of the geological variety. Designated Papago Saguaro National Monument by Congress in 1914 for its spectacular saguaro-studded outcrops, the parcel intrigued local development interests, and the monument status was abolished in 1930. Did you guys know this was once suggested to be a monument?
The Papago Mountains?
Of course.
I did not know that.
Oh, wait, the mountains. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense. Yeah.
So the Desert Botanical Garden, the Phoenix Zoo, and athletic fields eventually sprang up here in what became known as Papago Park. And in 1959, Phoenix added the valley's third municipal course, following what two municipal courses in Phoenix before Papago?
One
Encanto?
Yeah, one is for sure Encanto.
I'm trying. I don't think you got the second one.
Is it like weirdly like Aguila or something?
No, it starts with an M, if that's a hint for you guys.
Maryvale.
There you go.
Yep.
So the city hired our boy Billy Bell Jr. to design the new course. His father, William Park Bell, was a famous Southwest golf course architect. And when the elder Bell passed away in 1953, Billy completed his father's unfinished plan for Torrey Pines in San Diego. And living in Southern California, Bell only occasionally visited Phoenix and hired a local golf course architect to help him here, Arthur Jack Snyder, to direct construction. Bell told the city, "Anything you don't like, I'll blame on Snyder." Phoenix golf course architect Forrest Richardson recounts, Snyder responded that anything that came out great, he'd take credit for. So after 3 years of construction, Papago Municipal Golf Course opened to acclaim on September 7th, 1963. Everyone had an opinion about what made the course special. Papago's challenging and beautiful local golfer Brian Waggle says, what a great last name for a golfer, challenging in that each hole can be a bruiser, especially 16 through 18. It's beautiful in that the course is a blend of traditional and desert golf and has enough elevation change to offer scenic views. The best time to play is in the mid-late afternoon, local golfer Drew Hassler says. The heat has chased away everyone but the locals, and you're alone with the course. You may be playing with some buddies, but in the quiet, long shadows of the eucalyptus trees, it's just you and Papago out there. The smell of the late afternoon sprinklers and finishing the last 3 holes at twilight is truly golf heaven. What a quote, by the way.
That's a great quote.
Just puts me there for a second.
Yeah, no, seriously.
So the golf course's first head professional in charge of managing the pro shop and golf instruction was Arch Watkins, who held the position until 1981. Watkins cultivated a fertile training ground for youngsters, grooming future golf pros Billy Mayfair, Heather Farr, and Missy Farr, and even touring pros would visit Watkins for help when they were in town for the Phoenix Open, according to Godfrey's book, Papago Park, the Golf Course and Its History. The most legendary round ever played at Papago occurred within a year of its opening. Johnny Bulla, a former touring pro, shot the current course record of Anyone want to take a guess at the course record?
Course record, 62.
I was going to say 61.
61, thanks to 11 birdies.
61.
Yes.
Oh, my Lord.
Stroking
Bola
it.
was highly unusual in that he was ambidextrous. He shot that 61 playing right-handed, but former assistant golf professional Frank Corkill said, I heard Bola later that year shot a 61 again at Papago playing left-handed. Can you imagine?
That's tight.
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Papago became famous nationally when it was selected to host the 1971 U.S. Golf Association Amateur Public Links Championship, a tournament that drew 4,000 entries. Qualifying rounds across the country narrowed the field to 150 competitors who played a 72-hole tournament at Papago during July.
Oh, my God.
Somebody lose
There's
a bet.
no shade out there. There's no shade on this golf course. Oh, my God.
When can I hold my tournament there? How about July? Sure.
Yeah. Course is
sure.
wide
We got
open in
nowhere
July. No problem.
Wide open.
Oh, my God.
I can get you guys on.
That's torture.
It was
For anyone who's just happened to be listening to the podcast and is unfamiliar with Arizona golf, like the average high during July is like 112.
It was reportedly 114 degrees during the third round and nearly as hot as the other days. Sometimes golf was just a matter of survival, the winner told Godfrey in his book.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. No. I was going to get on a tangent. You go ahead.
All right, so the course soon went Hollywood. In the 1980 movie Used Cars, starring Kurt Russell, the scene in which a car jumps into a lake was actually filmed in front of the 11th green. And a top-flight golf ball commercial in the 80s that starred an astronaut featured the very extraterrestrial-appearing Papago Butte Mountains in the background.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Okay.
However, the greatest testimony to Papago's undeniable allure was the astonishing lengths golfers would go to play the course during its heyday. So I didn't know this, but much like Beth Page and the people who literally parked their cars at night the night before to get tickets, this was happening when Papago opened and after this tournament happened. Diehard fans were seeking basically tickets to get on, just like concert tickets, and determined players camped out in their cars at the entrance the night before, hoping to snag a tee time. A decade later, Papago almost made the leap to golf stardom. The Phoenix Thunderbirds were looking for a permanent home for the Phoenix Open. Did you guys know that almost came to Papago?
I had heard that before, yeah.
That would have
been
a parking nightmare.
I know. Can you imagine? This is in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, grass clippings would have never put a course there. It would have been a parking lot for the tournament. Or it would have been a dirt lot.
You're exactly right. With a little bridge across?
Yeah. Every year.
A bridge? I don't know. Can you cut that out?
So, nope, staying in.
No Dixie Maxies.
By the way, there's no bridge long enough to get the mic out.
Not yet. So, Phoenix Open at the time was actually going between Arizona country clubs and alternating between public courses. So they loved Papago, but they knew it needed a better clubhouse. And the PGA professionals wouldn't be too keen on having to change their shoes in the parking lot, according to someone with a funny laugh named Jerry Lukowitz at the time. So the Thunderbirds proposed to the Phoenix City Council that Papago become the tournament course, but the council went ballistic when we wanted to increase the green fees from $8 to $12 a day.
Absurd.
That's a 50% increase. That's
fair. Relatively speaking.
Yeah, not wrong. Oh my God.
So they passed on the idea. After Watkins left in 81, Joe Huber became Papago's head professional for the next 25 years. He upgraded the pro shop. Golfers responded by averaging 110,000 rounds per year in the late 1980s. The lightning speed with which tee times vanished led some to suspect unscrupulous activities. So, this led in 87 for the Phoenix New Times to do an investigation. They caught wind that there might be some tee time improprieties at Papago, and they had one of their
110,000.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah,
there's no way.
So they did one of their expose articles to reveal the details and culprits. They showed up before dawn with flashbulbs popping, taking photographs of geezers sleeping in their campers at the gate in anticipation of getting a ticket. The reporter observed the typical process of giving out tee times, however, to people by ticket order, alternating with those calling in, which lasted all of a few minutes. And the resulting article was decidedly boring. They didn't find any wrongdoing. Essentially, there was that many people lining up to play.
It's impossible. Mathematically, you can't do 110,000.
Did the math.
You could
Was
do.
doing the math on my phone for the record.
Seats.
So it is.
You can't.
It is 301 tee times a day. But if you divide that by 4 tee times, that's 76 groups a day. So 76, I guess, essentially 76 tee times a day.
Yeah, spaced out at 10 minutes.
When I was in the golf business, 300 rounds was, I mean, I don't know what it is now. That's 7.5, 8.5 minute rounds. That's from morning to afternoon.
Yeah.
That is full tee time.
That's a full tee sheet for almost 13 hours out of a day.
Right.
Yeah.
As long a day as you can get. There's no way.
I know. I don't know.
No wrongdoing. Anyway, I heard 110. I think the most I've ever heard, and we won't get into my background. I've worked in a lot of golf, and is like 65,000, 70,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm sure there's courses to do more if you've got 36 holes.
Yeah, but it just seems unfeasible.
Yeah, just from a mathematical standpoint.
Well, that amount of tee times.
Anyway, we digress.
It didn't last long, though, because all great love affairs have to eventually go through a rough patch. And by the 1990s, Papago was suffering from deteriorating conditions and increased competition from newer courses that started opening up in North Scottsdale in the 90s. Papago was special, yet the city made the mistake of allotting it the same maintenance budget as other municipal courses. So in a controversial decision, the city turned over operation of the course to the Arizona Golf Association, the AGA, around 2008. The AGA spent $5.8 million renovating the course and hosted the 2009 Phoenix LPGA tournament before going bankrupt, leaving many locals upset about the course conditions and the secretive raising of the beautiful designed clubhouse that was laid out like spokes of the sun. Under AGA management, the big trees were killed and the grass turned to concrete. Thank golf, the AGA managers are gone, Bo Hassler says. So,
Bo Hassler.
I almost said Bo. It's not Bo Hassler. Just to be clear, this was a Hassler local golfer from earlier.
I was like, Bo Hassler on the record?
Dude, my brain just went to Bo when I saw Hassler here.
Wow. All right.
So to wrap this up, the course eventually turned over in 2014 to Arizona State University, go Devils, for management. And they got OB Sports and Management involved as well, a company known for helping courses get out of the red and into the black. Together, they built a whole new practice facility for the Sun Devils, designed in part by lefty Phil Mickelson, a former Sun Devil. They also renovated the clubhouse with an improved patio and restaurant called Lou's in 2018. And wrapping up this history, I'll just mention that in 2022, they did another 4-month renovation on some holes in the course. And it plays great, but they still didn't complete the cart path. The end.
It says that in the article.
Yeah,
definitely.
For sure. Definitely.
No.
I have one side tangent that I want to get the better golfers on the podcast. I want to get your guys' feedback on. We talked about the guy winning or shooting a 61 from both hands. How quickly do you think you could become, quote unquote, a decent golfer if you taught yourself to hit from the other hand with no prior knowledge?
Over a year at least.
To be a decent, what's a decent
plenty of time?
I mean, break 100. Let's say break 100. How quickly could you, Shawn? How quickly could you break 100 playing right-handed if you started playing right-handed today?
Oh, this sounds like a challenge. Should we try and do this?
Aren't
you right-handed? Partially, he is right-handed too, which is like there's a little bit of an asterisk there for Shawn, right? But the thing is that I'm trying to think of is that now, at your point in your life, you know what generally the flaws in your golf swing are, and you know the right way to swing a club. So if you started on the other side, could you mitigate all of those like bad behaviors that you've learned over your 40 years of life or however old you are, and like just learn brand new and be like almost okay from the other side because you're essentially starting from scratch and you don't have any bad muscle memory from that side?
I think I'm overly confident if I said I could. And I'd be proven wrong most likely. I will say I would be confident in both chipping and putting right-handed. For me, the scary part would be the power. I don't think off the tee I'd be worth a damn. swinging right-handed.
So you could break
feel?
100 like probably pretty easily because you'd think that you could just keep the ball in front of you.
If I just did old man golf and maybe break 100 that way, but I couldn't get anywhere close to my current handicap playing right-handed. It'd take a long time.
Shawn and I, for those of you who don't know, live across the street from each other. I'm right now looking at Shawn's.
Yeah, can
house.
you guys wave it? Can you guys wave at each other?
Yeah,
Yeah, we could.
What's up, dude?
like I can see he's right there. We should do a challenge where we go play a golf course.
Right-handed.
I'll play left. I'll use your clubs.
Mm.
You use my clubs.
As long as we're not being held to breaking a club, like I can't be held liable.
I mean, I'm not going to break a club. I'm not.
Dude,
You're athletic enough to not break a club.
I can see you trying to hit a wood or a hybrid, and just
maybe we go get
behind
the
the
woods.
ball.
Maybe we switch out.
Yeah, just catching 8 inches behind a ball in a fairway. The one, your discussion of that guy shooting 61 from both sides of the ball sparked this, and then one of the other guys from Pardon My Take right now, who is, I think he's an okay golfer. I think he's like a 12 or 14 handicap maybe, but he's trying to do. He's all December. He's playing lefty. He's doing left center, and he's trying to see what he can actually get at. Just practicing all. Like I think he's just practicing.
Yeah.
The whole month, and then he's going to go out and play because like you don't need to like you can remove the aspect of going out and actually like playing and taking away like that whole thought process of like what do I do in these situations? What's my mental game like? Versus like let me just try and get as good as I can with the swing, and then can I just translate that to the course?
Yeah, I heard it's good for your like talking about Nima, who we had on the pod the other day about mobility. It's actually supposed to be good for your body if you try and do something like that, especially in the off season, because you're just starting to balance things out with your muscle, and you're
100%.
not just putting all of the core rotation in one direction. You're actually kind of helping. So
it can't hurt. There's no way.
I could see that.
Okay.
Well, let's get into the must-play test here. I'm going to transition once again to our sponsor for today's episode, Devro Golf.
So yeah, just wanted to give a quick shout out to the crew over at Devro Golf. They just dropped this new High Country collection, and from what I can tell, Shawn and I both have equally been living in this since we got our hands on it. Shawn, what have you been rocking with lately?
I'm wearing the Trouble Out West t-shirt, and I have the hat that, honestly, both of them are super comfortable, and the designs on this new collection are something that are more up my alley, and it's something that you can wear on the course or even out to dinner, and honestly, my wife's happy I have something else to wear on date night.
Oh, absolutely. The new polos that they came out with are like a new, nice, more like textured fabric, and they're not your traditional like 4-way stretch that's kind of clingy. Like it definitely looks like you might actually be saving these shorts more for date night than you would actually for the golf course. Yeah. So if you want to get your hands on some, you're going to head over to devrogolf.com. I'll spell it out again. It's DEVEREUX golf.com. We'll have it down in the description for you in case you didn't pick up on that. But just make sure that you use code FAIRWAGERS20 to get 20% off your orders all the time.
Let's get into the must-play test here. TJ and I have devised an objective test here, 10 questions to determine if a golf course is truly a must-play. It's got to score a 6 out of 10 to be up for debate, or a 7 out of 10 or higher to automatically earn must-play status. And question 1 is the Augusta test. Is this course easy to get a tee time on? Does it have a straightforward booking process? And are there times available the week of your intended play? Go ahead, TJ. You want to start?
The caveat here is the week of intended play. You can look 2 weeks out, and Saturday is as clear as day 2 weeks out. But if you want to book next Saturday, I think I saw 1 tee time, and then everything else was like a 2 p.m.
Yeah, 2:20 or later in the afternoon.
Yeah, and
during not during holidays, it is also very similar to that during anytime the weather's nice. In the summer, you can get on there, but the hard part here is, I mean, peak season's in the next question, but I like to think of this one question as also like year round, and there is a big part of the year that it's pretty tough to get a tee time here. You'd have to look pretty far in advance, or at least 2 or 3 weeks to go get something. Because it is popular. People love this course. It is a worthy course of a trip if you're coming out. We talked about this in the Scottsdale trip pod.
I'll take a bit of a different approach here. I think it's I've never found it overly difficult to find a time. Maybe it's because as a local, we golf at kind of off times. We're used to that.
Yeah.
But I've never found it overly difficult to find a time. I guess if you were coming in from out of town, though, which is sort of what we're doing here, yeah, you might want to give yourself 30 days at least. I would say they might not even go out past.
Well, Mike, if you text me, hey, I got nothing next weekend, it's like 7 days from now, you want to play Papago? We couldn't do it. We wouldn't be able to get on.
Live test us.
Yeah.
I tested it right before the pod.
Yeah. You could get on after 2:30, after 2:20, but you're not going to finish.
Well, while Mike's looking, I can tell you that I'm going to fail.
Yeah. It's tough. I will say they have daily deals on their site, and I have once in a while been able to get away with snagging a single tee time in the morning. But if you are a twosome or more, good luck. Like it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
So I'm a fail as well.
Don't like the booking experience here,
Mike.
Well, that sounds like a fail to me.
Yeah, that was supposed to be a straightforward one.
Yeah.
All right. 0 for 1 here. Question 2, the bang for your buck. Is this golf course worth the rate you pay? Do you feel like this course is a good value during underscore here, peak season? Let's say
all right. So
it is less than North Scottsdale courses in peak season. They know their place, even though they are in a good spot. They're not charging Troon rates, or they're not charging Greyhawk rates. Like,
right.
They're slightly below those guys. They know that.
I would say that yes, I think the rate is fair. I don't love paying $185, $200 for golf, but given what you get here in Arizona, when, like, to your point, the Troons and Greyhawks and stuff, it seems very fair. It's a very fair rate.
Yeah, it's like middle of the road.
Quick question for the group here. I would assume range balls and cart fee not included in the tee time. Yes,
cart fee's included, but range balls are not.
Yeah.
Because then I start to think about like courses like Greyhawk, where like, yeah, it's another like $70, but like the range is good. Or like, when you start to take into account the tee time, and you're like, well, are a lot of the good things that I love about the course, like where I talked about my highs, can I experience a lot of those highs without actually having to play golf that day? Can I just go out and buy balls? Can I go and hang out at Lou's? Can I, I could do all those things without paying the $200 tee time.
Yeah. Well, Mike, you're a pass on this one, yeah? You giving it a green light here?
Yeah, I'll give it a green light.
Okay, he's a pass. TJ,
I'm going to fail because it's not. I don't think it's a $200+ golf course.
Okay,
I think it might be a $200 golf course experience. I don't think the golf is $200.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel that.
Okay.
Some courses when
that's all part of it, though.
Yeah, I know. Agree. So some courses when someone's like, perfect example of this. Aaron from Rustic Golf Provisions, if he's listening, shout out. What's up, man? He's coming out here in March and he wants to play a couple courses. And if he was like, I want to play Papago, right? And he knows what he's getting into. He knows the price. I wouldn't be like, oh, your money's better spent somewhere else for that amount of money. Papago would be like, yeah, I could see that being a great course to be in the lineup of courses when you come out here, because I'm thinking of Lou's. I'm thinking of the course, and I'm thinking of the whole experience, and I'm thinking of wherever he's staying at Central. And so then I'm like, yeah, $200 is probably well spent here at this course during peak season.
You're almost swaying me with this point, because I was thinking it objectively as $200 spent, not $200 spent at this golf course versus $200 spent at another golf course. And what other courses are charging
100%.
$200 during this time, or what's a $300 golf course during this time versus what's a $150 golf course at this time.
I can tell you another course right now that charges around the same rates as Papago. Okay. McCormick Ranch. Which one would you rather hit up?
I'm going to go to Papago.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I don't like it. We've lost Mike.
He's got to go thaw that chicken, baby.
McCormick is $200.
Either way, I'm a pass. So let's go 1 for 2.
That's fair. I think you
Yeah.
started to sway me there.
Yeah. Question 3, the
That's-
Iverson test. Does this course have good practice facilities? Would you spend time warming up or just head to the bar before the round?
10 next, go.
We talking about
One of the
practice?
best. We said, yeah, we are
Not a
talking about
game.
practice. And as
Practice.
someone that hates practice, that hates hitting golf balls, like I grew up on a golf course without a range, so I
Humble
didn't.
brag.
It wasn't something a big deal for me. But putting and chipping and all that stuff, if you're looking for like a full blown practice
Yeah.
before your round, it's just as good as it gets.
Yeah, they got the bunker and the chipping left of the range.
Yep.
They've got
Mhm.
full range. They've got giant separate putting green next to the first tee, which TJ and I talk about all the time. Sometimes those practice greens are far away from the first tee. This one's right there. So you can just look up and see when your group's turn is to go. They spent millions of dollars making this the official practice facility of ASU. Now, ASU
Yeah,
has
you're
their
great.
own range and their own facility. So let's be clear.
That's very nice.
And I would love to go over there.
Oh,
But they also, you could tell, put some of that money into the public side of things. And it's just, and where else can you go stare at the Papago Mountains as you're practicing? Like right there.
And
It's great.
so I'll go to Papago right now. You want to go?
You're like, don't make me.
Like, I got the itch now. I want to go.
Yeah. Let's
I
go
love
pick-
it. The
let's go to
practice
Luz and sum it up
facility
tonight.
is so good.
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
It's so good. Like, sorry so the sun sets if you're looking to just have this like magical range session. The sun would then set behind you. The early tea times kind of shitty, right? Because it's got. Can we cuss on this podcast?
fuck yeah, you can.
Yeah, fuck yeah. There's lots of fucking sun. Anyway, when in the morning it's tough, but at night the sun's setting behind you and it's shining up on these where essentially the Phoenix Botanical Gardens are. It's amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah.
Great practice facility.
Yeah,
All right.
it's a pass.
Yeah.
Massey covered it.
Ah.
It checks all the boxes that you look for. Grass range, also.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Right.
So 2 for 3.
Yeah.
Question 4, the Jonesy test. Could you see yourself spending $100 on merch in their pro shop? Do they have a logo or apparel worth wearing? 100%. Yes. I love,
Next question.
dude, this pro shop is like, I would do,
Great pro shop.
I've done damage here. If it wasn't for Devereaux, I would be wearing my Papago stuff. And their logo is sick. I love their logo. And there's only one thing about the logo I don't like, and this is just my brain. TJ, can you guess why I might not want to wear the logo?
Is it cultural appropriation?
Ding, ding, ding. I just feel a little guilty wearing a headdress on my shirt or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's not your fault.
I know.
That's the logo.
I know.
that's
You're
just-
honoring the people. They're,
yeah.
you know, we won't. You know, we've already talked about. We could have gone down an economics podcast here. We could have also started a college football podcast. We will not start a race religion based podcast here.
Why?
But a
When?
lot of people also think that
Shut up.
are of the mindset of things like this, where the naming of things after Native American cultures is actually honoring those cultures.
Yeah, I would
and
say
not
they're not doing a disservice
derogatory.
at all.
Yeah.
Right. They are not doing a disservice there.
No. When you walk into Lou's, you go right, but if they don't have tables ready, I have no problem walking left and being like, cool,
No.
I'm going to go check
best.
some stuff out
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah.
Their pro shop is so good. They have so many great, like different apparel, but I'm an accessory guy, so like the head covers and the ball markers and stuff.
Mhm.
That's kind of my gig. That's my thing, and they've got a ton of that stuff.
Yeah.
Good traditional logo in terms of the Native American with the headdress. Good word mark for the actual
Mhm.
like Papago golf course wording. The brands in there and what they actually do with that stuff is also great. So it checks all the boxes for me.
Yeah. Okay. So we're all a pass.
I think we're all a pass. Yeah.
All that.
This is a strong start here for Papago. 3 for 4. Question 5, the buzzworthy test. Are there multiple holes worth talking about? Does this course have more than one hole a group would immediately want to go play again? Mike, I'd like you to go first here on this one. And I need more than one hole from you that you're like, yes, I want to go play that one again.
No.
Okay.
No, I think it is I will. It's one of the rare courses that is really fun to go play, and you would go and you'd have a blast. You'd drink beer, you'd have great food, and you'd go back to your Airbnb and you go, "Do you remember that hole?" And nobody would remember it. I don't think there's any really memorable holes out there.
I mean, I'm surprised you said that because I thought you were going to have to make a case here, and I couldn't wait to argue the opposite. And now I'm just like,
No.
oh, damn.
No.
You were trying
not,
really hard to lead the witness there
I was
so that you could have a fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, I'm with you, man, on that. Go ahead, TJ.
Yeah, I even like I was in my head and I was like, yeah, I mean, I have not played this course as recently as we do a lot of the times. Like a lot of times especially when we do Arizona stuff, it's like, oh, I played that course last month and it's still fresh in my head, and I could remember every hole, but I could at least tell you the 3 or 4 that stand out if it does pass the buzzword test. So I went back and watched like YouTube videos of this golf course, and I was like, man, a lot of this golf course just seems the same, or like nothing like stands out against other golf courses in Arizona that have similar desert golf style layouts. I was like, nothing here really screams like, outside of, planes flying over because they're landing at Sky Harbor, or if you're playing Twilight, you're catching the views of downtown Phoenix, or you're getting the reflection off the mountains as you're finishing.
Yeah.
But it's not the golf course, that's the locale.
That's more a lose thing. Yeah, that's just a location. I would say if there were any holes to remember, it would be, and I can't even tell you the hole. There are really long par threes, and when the wind is blowing the wrong way, it can be like driver off the tee.
Yeah,
in a par
the
three.
back 9 has one that's really long.
Crazy. And then maybe 18. But other than that, like, nothing really stands out.
I like you, I cannot name what number it is. I know it's on the back 9, but it's the short par 4 that faces south, and there's bunkers that come in, and so it's really easy to like get goaded into going for it, but you flirt with the bunkers. I want to say it's like 11 or 12. But either way, again, I can't remember. It's like it's tough for me to think of more than that. So we're fail, it sounds like, for this one.
I remember it's like it's when you get done, you're excited, you liked it, you had a good time.
Yeah.
But nothing really stands out.
Okay. So 3 for 5. Question 6, the glizzy test. Does this course have good food at the turn? Are you eating here or packing your own snacks? Okay, so the food here I think is excellent. I think it's the same food you get at the restaurant. The problem is there is no separate halfway house or anything like that. You park the cart and you have to go into the bar, and you're not ordering food here for the turn, most likely. You're probably just getting a beer and then turning around the 10.
There's a window off the side, isn't there? Or did they get rid of that?
That's a separate little house that's over, not after between 9 and 10. You're thinking of the one that's like over by that hole I was talking about, the short par 4, after like 5 or 6.
Really?
Hold on. So I can't go get hold on. I can't go get lose if I call in at like hole 8?
No, you can. You'll have to call in and make sure that it's ready for you when you finish 9, right? So you could do that. But how many times have you remembered to go call in an order? Let's be honest here, Mike.
Me 0.
That's my point.
Shout out to the carts that like know that you're finishing 7 and say on the screen, "Hey, call in your order now."
Yeah.
Okay, so then Massey, what does it make that? Does that make it a fail because it's too tough to actually like get to, or are you rating it objectively on the food alone?
I'm gonna have to go based on my experiences here, and I would say almost 95% of the time I forget to call ahead and I don't eat anything at the turn here. And so I just grab a beer, and they have great beer choices, but I don't buy anything here. So I have to go. I think I have to go fail or half point. I don't know which. I'll go half point. Half point.
This is really tough because I'm going to be honest. Sometimes you take in information that's new, and that makes total sense. Because, like, I want to rate this on the food alone, which is fantastic. But you're right; it's not easy.
We have a question coming up later that's going to talk about the restaurant. So,
Well, and also true, like when you think about this, like, and also in the frame of the question, if it's not easy to get the food, then you're more likely to go and pack your own lunch because you're like,
Right?
oh, it's just
Yeah.
going to be a pain. But this also plays into another.
I gotta fail. I gotta fail this.
It also plays into another question where a lot of times you're backed up enough that you do have time to go get the food. Am I misremembering that there is a window on like the left side outside of the restaurant?
There is a window. There is, like, when if you were to walk up around the side, there's a window right next to the doors to get into
That's
the
what
restaurant.
I thought. There's a window over there.
Yeah, but it's not.
you're talking like a quick service window?
Yes.
Yeah, there is a window.
Show me a photo of this quick service window. All right. I think for those who stuck around through this whole debate, we learned there is a quick service window that just my mind skipped over, but it's not separate from the building that houses the restaurant is, I think, the point that we're making now. So it is quite a bit of a walk, but you don't have to go fight the crowds. You can go order at a separate window. TJ and Mike have proven to me, looking through some archival footage we found. So with that said, do I change my answer? No, I don't change my answer. I still don't see anyone ever ordering food here to go. So I'm still a fail.
All of that?
What are you guys saying? Fail or pass?
That's fair.
You're failing? Okay. TJ?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Stop
matter, but
looking.
I'm gonna pass it just on principle alone because it's there, and revisionist history will come
It's
back
not great.
and change this question someday.
Yeah. All right. 3 for 6. It's stalling here a little bit. Question 7, the Marshall test. Does this course have a decent pace of play? Can you rely on a relatively quick round here if you have somewhere to be after?
Well, there's two reasons to fail this. There's number one, the actual pace of play on the course can be pretty bad. Like we've touched on it a few times, but I think this is a standard 5-hour round on the weekend golf course.
Yeah, Muni. 5 hours best. Yeah,
It's bad. Yeah.
So there's that, and then depending upon your marital status, probably going to spend more than that time at the golf course hanging out. So if you have somewhere to be, it's going to be really tough to. You're going to want to have a beer with the boys out on the patio after the round. Spoiler alert for the vibes test. It's going to be tough for you to pull yourself away from this golf course to get to that place in a reasonable amount of time. So for me, it's a fail.
It's a fail for me too.
Fail.
Yeah. All right, 3 for 7. So it's got to pass these next 3 just to be up for debate here. Question 8, the high handicapper test. Would a mid to high handicapper enjoy this course in typical conditions? Is it fair to all handicaps, and are the greens or pin positions fair? Mike, you want to start?
No. Yes, I would like to start. No. It is. Hold on.
It's tough.
It is a really good golf course. I want to be really careful here. It is a great golf course and it's a lot of fun, but it is not easy. It is so hard, and I don't even care what tees you're teeing off from. It's long, it's hilly. The greens are flat, like flattish, but it is so hard. It's an incredibly hard golf course.
Yeah. Go ahead, TJ.
This is like I don't know if we've even talked about this on the podcast, but and we'll talk about it when we get to our goals podcast. But I broke 90 playing from essentially ladies' tees in Torrey Pines. So it has somewhat opened my eyes after doing 18 months worth of podcasting that sometimes playing from the right yardage can really help your game.
For
Mhm.
sure.
For sure.
And I think this course is pretty long. It's like, I think I looked, it was like 7,300 from the backs.
Yeah, don't play the tips here.
Do
No one's
not
playing.
play I mean, like,
even if you're a good golfer, don't do that.
there's a reason that the college team practices here, right? Like it,
Yeah.
because they need to.
And there's
From
cash
that
teams here too.
Yeah, exactly. But I think I think you can alleviate some of this course's woes by playing, admittedly so, whatever the proper tees for you are. The real question is, how often do golfers swallow their pride and play
Mhm.
the right tees?
Yeah.
Because I was pretty much forced to play the red tees that day. They only had 2 different tees open that day at Torrey Pines. And almost all times I'm always at least playing whites. If not playing blues, to just say, oh, I'll just play the same tees as everybody else out of ease.
Right. That's where you get in trouble here. Yeah.
So it's tough because also, like, because it's standard-ish desert golf, it's a little open.
Yeah, but pack a desert club here because you're gonna try and go find your ball.
You're gonna try and find your ball for sure. And you're gonna want.
I don't know why, but the desert here on the edges of the holes feels the most rocky of any other course I've played, where it feels like they chip this thing through a quarry versus like put it in sand. Yeah. I'm not talking like little sand rock. I'm talking like a shit ton of those like good chunk rocks that you're like, oh my God, I gotta move all these things before I hit my ball.
Which makes it this like really great local, as genuine of Phoenix golf as you can get. It just feels so Phoenixy, and so someone that's lived here for 25 years.
Yeah.
It feels so genuine. I think that's why I like it. And it's so hard, but it's like, I just love being out there. I love it.
I'm going to make one case here. I'm going to say I'm passing this one. Okay. Little hot take. Here's why. When we talk about other courses where I think part of this question is, right, is it fair to all handicaps? Some courses out here in Scottsdale, I see a different hole than TJ sometimes when I go stand on the tee box, where I'm like, oh, all I have to do is carry 240 and I'm like center of this fairway. Whereas TJ's like, fuck, I'm going to like probably go up this far side on the left and then have this shot coming in or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. The majority of these holes are out in front of you. There's not a ton of big elbows. There's a little bit of cutting corners, like on the first hole, maybe even on the 10th hole. But still, the person that might be a little higher handicap has a plenty wide fairway to still land the ball and try and get this ball up there. And on top of that, the holes that do have water, with the exception of the par 3 that has water right between the tee box and the green, which it's not the longest par 3, but theoretically there's water there. The other holes, I feel like the water isn't as much of a factor. It's more so like, just don't do something stupid. Like, don't try and reach into if you think your ball might spray right into the water here, as opposed to take your medicine, lay up, and you'll have a nice little chip up to the green kind of thing. And the greens are all relatively flat. So I don't know. For that reason, I think it is fair to everyone. It's tough for everyone, but I would say pass.
I was going to pass it under the pretense of playing the proper yardage. So,
okay.
I think that's, like we said, we talked about the green complex as not being something that makes it all that challenging. I think where a lot of the issues come with the difficulty of the golf course is how long it can play. So I think we'll assume that you're going to swallow your pride that day and play the proper tee box. I think you can play reasonably okay, because also it's one of those ones where sometimes you play a course, and even if you play the right tee box, but the swing's not there that day, you're still pummeling some balls OB. But with like no houses on this golf course, there's some opportunities to go and find those balls. Or instead of saying, that ball is definitely gone, I'm going to drop one right off the tee and hit 3 off the tee, you're going to go out and look for one. Your buddies are going to be generous. They're going to let you drop out in the desert or in the rough on the other side of the desert. The round's not going to balloon up to a 130. you'll probably keep it somewhere around like the 112s, 115s.
Yeah, I'm with you, Shawn. You convinced me. I think playing the right tees, and there's no real trouble to get into out here. Like even if you hit it way right or way left, assuming you're not on the edges of the course, you can go find it and hit it. And like that is there tree trouble? Sure. Are there going to be bunkers and rocks? Sure, but you can find it.
Yeah.
And that's worth something. So yeah, I love it.
Okay.
I will pass it.
All right. So 4 for 8. Question 9, the vibes test. Is this course worth staying at post round? Do they have a good restaurant or patio scene?
Pass next.
It's if we were doing
the best.
This one's going to be a strong contender. Spoiler alert, I don't think Shawn and I have talked about it, but we're going to do a year-end recap podcast coming before the end of 2025, where we're going to rank each of the individual tests and what golf course is at the top for those individual tests. And I would say this course is a strong contender to win the vibes test.
It's a very strong 100%. Contender.
Very strong.
If I'm thinking future of who might put up a fight against them, it's probably Goat Hill.
The initial thought that I had with that was that this is the top of Arizona for vibes test, and Goat is the top for California for vibes test, where on playing courses that we've ranked. I think if we talk about where else we've also ranked courses without going into this whole other podcast, Jesus Christ, TJ. Wildwood's up there too. Up in the Pacific Northwest. You slept on Wildwood.
Okay, let's save it. Everyone tune in next week. We're going to be dropping the year-end composite must-play test.
So I want to say something here. As my wife she doesn't play golf. She loves sports, but Luz is a place she wants to go, like for her birthday. Not just like to go hang out. It is a place she wants to go to be. And so it is so top notch,
and the kids love it too. That's so perfect.
They
place
love it. The kids love it.
People people have like their kids' birthday parties out there on like Saturdays and Sundays.
100%.
It's such a good testimonial for just the restaurant as a freestanding experience, and then it's attached to the golf course where you get to go spend your post round.
There's a gated grass area where the kids can run around, and this is kind of makes a fun feature. But like, I kind of like it on the first tee when you've got a bit of an audience. How many courses can you say the audience is kids? Just watching you and like playing around right there. It's just like they're right next to the first tee. It's so funny.
And like, it is such a cool spot to go hang out in.
Yeah.
They get the ultimate vibe from me.
Yeah. Okay. Highest of the highs here. So 5 for 9. So it's got to pass the next one to be up for debate. The dime a dozen test. Is this course unique to the area, or could you get this golf experience somewhere else on your trip or visit? Guys, it's got to be unique for me. It's the Papago Mountains right there. Like, where else are you going to stare at those things on your before you play? And then
you mean besides the golf course that's right next to it?
No, Rolling Hills doesn't have the same views as those mountains. Is that what you're talking about? Grass clippings?
I was playing a little bit of
has the same views
down past the zoo, and you don't get the view of those mountains from grass.
I was playing a little bit of devil's advocate here.
No,
because here's the thing. Pre-post round vibes, grass clippings is kind of there, right? Grass clippings just built an entire outdoor Mexican restaurant to try and get people to stay and hang out. They have directly seen the success of Luz, or they probably saw people leaving grass clippings to go hang out at Luz, or they were doing it themselves, right? So they thought, hey, we need a hub to have people hang out at pre or post round, or a reason to bring people in that's not just the golf course. Similar-ish views. You're gonna not the Papagos, but also on the flip side, if we're talking sunset, twilight, you get those nice views of downtown, and at grass clippings, you get to keep playing golf. Your round doesn't have to finish when the sun goes down.
Yeah, but you're not using driver at grass
That's-
clippings. You're using
so I was-
driver at Papago.
God, can you let me tell
Yeah,
a
but,
story?
like-
Can you let me?
No.
Yeah.
With all of that being said, and we talked about this in my pros and cons too, for also the location of where it physically is at as well. Not a ton of full length championship style golf courses in Old Town that are going to have a great range like this, a great pro shop, a place you definitely want to hang out after the round, and a place where you're definitely going to hit driver on a majority of the holes.
So it's a pass.
I'm a pass, baby. Mike, I still want to hear Mike's point.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But I want to hear it.
Um,
I want to hear your opinion, Mike.
Okay, ask the question again because I want to be reinvigorated.
Is it unique to the area, or could you get this golf experience somewhere else on your trip or visit?
The golf course you can get all over Phoenix.
100%.
Yeah.
You can get it. The golf course itself is findable all over the place. There are very few places. I think this is where TJ was going. There are very few places where you can get that view of the valley at sunset. I think it's got to be passed because I think the rolling or not rolling hills, grass clippings is about the only place you could get it. But it's par 3 versus
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I'll pass.
Okay.
I'll pass here.
So it's officially a 6 out of 10, which means it's now up for debate. We've only had a handful of courses here reach 6. This is where everything we've just said still rings true, right? It's just distill it down into whether or not this makes a must-play course in your mind for someone coming to Phoenix. Someone's coming to the Valley. Is this on the short list of courses they must go play? Who wants to go first?
I have one thing and one thing to say only that should overrule any sort of discussion from here on out.
Oh, okay.
I think we all put Papago on our Scottsdale trip podcast episode.
We did. I think we did.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Therefore, we openly said this is something you need to go do on your trip. Therefore,
Mike was the only one that had it being played. I had just lose and putter at the putting facility, right?
You did.
Mike,
you said special trip over there. Mike said play it. I think I might have said play it too.
No, first off, I'm ashamed to admit how many times I've listened to that pod. So it's probably one of the most listened to pods because of me. It's one of my favorite episodes just to listen to the banter. TJ, you had Greyhawk, you had Camelback, you had Mountain Shadows and Grass Clippings.
Interesting.
So you did not have Papago. Okay. So therefore, is your point mute or is it?
Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3.
Whether outside of that point, I guess my answer is yes. I think this is a must-play golf course. I think the experience of, like I talked about, how high the highs are pre-post round.
Yeah.
It's also probably going to overshadow the golf, especially if you're a golf trip where not everybody is a diehard. Got to go play the hardest course, or we got to play TPC Scottsdale because Waste Management's there, or we got to go play this. We got to go play Weekopa, or we got to go play Quintero. We got to play one of the top 10 courses like in the state. This is going to be one that everyone is probably going to remember and talk about because of the pre-post round vibes. Being like, damn, the beers that we had on the patio at that golf course and shooting the shit on the putting green with the boys. Like, how memorable is a trip to Bandon and the time you spent out on the punch bowl with the boys?
Yeah.
Very memorable.
It's one of my favorite parts, yeah.
Exactly. So I think this gives you that type of feeling for your trip that not a ton of other golf courses are probably going to give you. And this will be memorable. So therefore, if you're planning it for your trip, for me, it's a must play.
Okay, Mike, you want to go last or you want to go next?
I want to go next.
Okay.
I think that what you're making a great point about the pre and post game round. This is a must play golf course pod. And I think
Hell yeah.
what you're saying about the pre-game, the pre-round is great. And what you're saying about post-round is absolutely valid. But I think when you look at the golf courses around the valley, uh, and what's available to you, whether it's, you know, playing in the I don't know, the True Norse and the Greyhawks and stuff in the mountains. This is a flat right out in front of you next to an airport golf course. Great. It's a lot of fun. It's got a great place to go before, arguably the best post round drinks and food you could find on a golf course available to the public, right? Uh, I am going to fail this. I think that I don't think that this is a place you have to go play. I think this is a place you have to go visit. Like, hey, when you go play around at grass clippings, go here afterwards for drinks and food, and then go back to your Airbnb. I don't think it's a place you have to play.
Because grass clippings, you mean specifically night golf only at grass clippings, right? Like,
Yeah, I guess I'm saying because of the proximity. Really, it's just it doesn't mean grass. It could be it'd be legacy. It could be a number of golf courses around that you go play, and then you end up at Papago, but you end up at Luz.
Yeah.
Luz is far more memorable to me than the golf course itself.
Okay. Wow. I didn't expect the drama to come down to this. All right, TJ, your point about the trip, right? I think unfortunately works against you because you misremembered and then learned that you didn't have it in yours.
That's fair.
And then I only had the restaurant in mind, not the course.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, what did we do when you were in town? Did we play Papago? We played Phoenician. And then we ate at Luz. And then we played grass clippings. We didn't play Papago.
You can only play grass clippings at night, but
yes.
No, hold on. No.
You can play.
You should only play grass clippings at night.
You should play grass. That's a button. Got to play grass clippings at night.
But that's my point is that they're exactly what we've been glowing about on this test so far is what we did when you were here, right? But we skipped the course. And that's tough. Like the course is fun. It's not a bad course, but it's like if Phoenician's not far away, I would probably send someone to Phoenician before I'd send them to Papago to go play. Personally,
for $100 more.
Well, so that's the thing. But we passed this price question, so it had its day in court, right? We did it. But now I'm looking at the entire test, and there's a big gaping hole in this test where I'm like, it's not necessarily buzzworthy. It's very slow. And so the golf experience itself is not as good as some of these other courses that I would prefer you to go golf at. And then, hey, by the way, if you have time, absolutely go hit Luz here. So I'm failing it, unfortunately.
Hey.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Papago.
Sorry, that is not to say Papago is not a great course.
No. And
it is if you're here for a full week, go play it. If you're here for a couple days and you have to go find a couple courses to play, that's not there.
Well, TJ and I always say, everyone go make your own determination on what you think, right? Use our test as a guide, but it's not the ultimate, This is the letter of the law. And some people are going to play this course and go, this has the bones of a Billy Bell course. Like, there's a hole out there that reminds me of Torrey Pines where you tee off and has this big dip. And that reminds me of that hole on the South course that has that really big dip.
I think it's 13 or 14. Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm like, I don't know. So
hey, still a should play. You still should get out there.
Sure.
This is just three idiots talking on the internet's opinion. Like,
I mean, we've talked about, Mike, you were our first guest. We talked Dobson Ranch. Back then, our test looked a little different. I would love to revisit Dobson because I think it unfairly had one question we didn't pass it on that probably could have got it from a 5 to a 6. But both Dobson and Papago are two courses that are like really fun, local, near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
I'm proud to say those two courses are close to me. But also, neither
100%.
course am I like, yeah, man, you got to go play Dobson. You got to go.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it's like, if you want to go play traditional, like if you want to go play this fancy golf in Scottsdale and you get to tell your friends you played all these places, go play your Troons and your Greyhawks. If you want to go see what the locals play, go play Papago, go play Dobson. That's what the locals play.
Yeah, but I go there
and that's why we love them.
Yeah, I go there for the other reasons. Like Dobson also has great practice facilities, right? They also have
that little putting green.
That putting green. It's the same thing.
Oh, that's so cool, man. I love it.
Yeah. All right. Well, officially a 6 out of 10. Should play, but not a must play from us. Sorry, Papago. But hey, maybe one day we'll revisit this. Who knows?
Figure out a way to shore up the pace of play, and all of a sudden
it could be.
I think that's the beauty of like the must play test. And I know we're running a little long here, but I think there's a lot of questions objectively on the test that like are fixable for a golf course. I'm not asking you to go out there and reroute an entire golf course, or I'm not asking you to dig up the entire land or level your pro shop and build a brand new one with new brands and whatnot. Right. And start charging $200 for every quarter zip in there. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you flip it and all of a sudden it's a must play. Like it's black and white, right?
It is. This is right on the line.
It's right on the line.
Yeah. All right. Mike, thank you again for coming back on. This is our 40th episode. So appreciate you.
It's 40th episode. All right.
Yep.
I'm bringing a beer over. I'll see you in 2 minutes.
Yeah. Let's celebrate after this, and let's go play again. We keep letting life get in the way here of the next round. So,
yeah, love it.
All right, thank you to everyone who stuck around for the entire episode. If you don't already, please make sure to subscribe to Must Play over wherever you get your podcasts and rate us 5 stars. You can also watch the video of these over on YouTube. And Mike, once again, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks, guys.
Deuces.
Thank you, bye.
Brother, if you don't have squatty potties in your house, I would highly recommend changing your life.
We do, and I rest my heels on them. I need to use them.
You got to work on that mobility so you can get your fucking knees up into your jaw.
Corey just asked me to play pickleball, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Is this the nugget I'm putting at the end of the pot?
Oh, I put in a few nuggets.